The eggs of the V12 supercar formula have been scrambled with the all-new Lamborghini REVUELTO hypercar, which finally made its world debut overnight. The plug-in hybrid REVUELTO, the replacement for the Italian performance car brand's long-running Aventador flagship, will boast more than 1000 HP in its most aggressive modes, thanks to 3 electric motors and permanent all-wheel drive. Lamborghini claims the REVUELTO will run to 100 km/h in less than 2.5 seconds and to 200 km/h in less than 7, and will hit a top speed in excess of 350 km/h. Already in pre-production at Sant'Agata Bolognese, the REVUELTO is based around a forged carbon fiber chassis and can run for a very limited distance as a pure EV. While it's named after a fighting bull, the word REVUELTO means mixed up in Spanish, but in modern Spanish slang it means scrambled eggs, which Lamborghini president Stephen Winkelmann is quite pleased with. REVUELTO, it's the name of a fighting bull, in the best Lamborghini tradition, Winkelmann said. It fought in the arena of Barcelona in 1880. He was a wild fighting bull and jumped into the alley 8 times in his time. There are 12 very thick books of bullfighting history. I've read the stories of all of them, Winkelmann explained. In the modern vernacular, REVUELTO means scrambled eggs, but REVUELTO also means mixed up in English, and this is the best way of explaining it with the blending of the 2 souls of this car. Winkelmann insists the mixed up part of the REVUELTO name is perfect for a plug-in hybrid with 13 different driving modes, ranging from pure EV mode to a cruising mode, complete with adaptive cruise control, to a hardcore track mode. Offering up to 757 kilowatts of power with all its jungle drums beating at full speed, the REVUELTO is already sold out until at least midway through 2025. It's 130 kilograms heavier than the Aventador, despite adding more than 200 kilograms worth of electric motors, lithium-ion battery pouch cells, and an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Despite the added weight, the REVUELTO has the best power-to-weight ratio of any Lamborghini production car in its 60-year history, at 1.75 kilograms/HP. The 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 alone delivers 607 kilowatts of power and 725 Nm of torque and revs to 9,250 revolutions per minute, but the REVUELTO adds 110 kilowatts/350 Nm from each of its 2 front electric motors and 110 kilowatts/150 Nm from another electric motor at the rear. The combination of combustion engine and electric motors gives the REVUELTO, which was codenamed LB744, finely tuned torque vectoring, with the electric motors adding lightning-fast braking or accelerating of selected wheels to help it around corners faster. It even has a drift mode, which would have been a terrifying thought for anybody who had driven most of its predecessors, especially the Diavolo and the Murcielago. The type of motors we use give us high power density, high recuperation, and torque vectoring, Lamborghini Chief Technology Officer Reuven Moore said. Not torque vectoring by brakes like you've seen others do, but real torque vectoring with the torque of the e-motors adding torque or recuperating torque in 5 milliseconds to help the handling. The reactiveness of turn-in in handling, that kind of turn-in has not been seen before, especially with a car this size. While Lamborghini talks about the REVUELTO's ability to run as an EV, that ability is limited and very far from the reason for its electrification in the first place. Its battery is so small that it can be recharged by idling the V12 in just 6 minutes and will provide less than 10 kilometers of EV running. Instead, the 3.8 kilowatt-hours battery is more about fast charging and discharging, with 4,500 watts per kilogram and adding cleaner boost to the high-revving V12. Lamborghini says the REVUELTO is 30% more powerful than the naturally aspirated Aventador, yet emits 30% less CO2. It has not completed the REVUELTO's homologation process, but that would reduce its CO2 emissions from 442 to 309 grams/chem, and its fuel consumption 18 to 12.6 liters/100 kilometers. We want to hybridize all of our lineup from 23 and 24, and we will reduce our emissions by 50% compared to today, said Moore. While the REVUELTO is Lamborghini's first full-time hybrid model, it will be joined by a new Huracan in late 2024, its first EV in 2028, and an Urus SUV replacement in 2029. excluding variants like the upcoming Huracan Sterrato, Urus S, and Urus Performante that will give Lamborghini a four-model lineup for the first time in its history. Ferrari, meanwhile, has 7 models. For 50 years, we had the development of the Lamborghini DNA, said. The idea was born mainly out of the Countach, with a gearbox in the middle and a longitudinal engine in the back, and this was the layout for more than 50 years. The Revuelto will have the battery in the middle in the central tunnel, and we turned the engine 180 degrees and now we have the gearbox in the back.